All right, let's get right into it. We're here to deconstruct an entire worldview, an escape plan from a system that a lot of people are waking up to, a system they believe is rigged from the very start. Now, this isn't just some dramatic line to grab your attention. It's the absolute core premise of a philosophy that sees our modern world not as a land of opportunity, but as a very, very carefully constructed trap. The idea is devastatingly simple. The rules you were taught your whole life were designed for you to follow, not for you to actually win. So if you want out, if you're serious about escaping, the first thing you have to do is understand the design of your own prison. You've got to diagnose the architecture of control before you can even think about breaking out. You've heard this term, the matrix, right? It's become this powerful metaphor for a reason. It describes this kind of digital cage, a simulated reality where all these institutions, the government, the media, the big corporations, use bureaucracy and endless distractions to keep your mind occupied. And while your mind is busy, your body, your actual time and labor, is being harvested. That's the real asset. In this system, compliance gets you a pat on the head, but real independent thought, that gets punished. And what's the engine that keeps this whole trap running? It's the rat race. This is the mechanism that ensures you run as fast as you can just to stay in the same place. You get a promotion, you make more money. Great, right? So what happens? You buy a bigger house, a fancier car. Your expenses just magically rise to meet your new income, and boom, you're right back where you started, just with more expensive chains. It's an endless loop. Work, spend, repeat. I know this sounds brutal, but you need to hear it. That stable paycheck is a form of addiction. That direct deposit hitting your account every 2 weeks, it's a sedative. It provides just enough comfort, just enough security to numb your ambition for real freedom. It makes you forget all those dreams you had before you needed the money. Okay, so that's the diagnosis. It's pretty grim. But here's the critical part. This system isn't random. It's a game. A game with very specific rules. Rules you were probably never taught. So let's take a look at the game board. Now you have to pay attention to this because this is where everything changes. Most people are tricked into playing the wrong game. We're taught to play the game of status. It's a zero-sum game, which means for you to win, someone else has to lose. But the wealthy, they're not even on that playing field. They're playing an entirely different game, the positive-sum game of wealth. They're focused on building assets that make money while they sleep. They create new value instead of just fighting over scraps in some social hierarchy. And this right here, this is Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. Think of it as the map of the entire economic world. See, if you're on the left side, as an employee or self-employed, you're fundamentally trading your time for money. Your income is always tied to the hours you put in. But real financial freedom, according to this map, it's only found on the right side, as a business owner or an investor. That's where you own systems or assets that work for you. So the million-dollar question, how do you get from the left side of that map to the right? You can't just work harder. You need a force multiplier. You need the first critical tool for your escape, and that tool is called leverage. Leverage is the one thing that allows you to create wealth that isn't linear. It's how you finally detach your income from your time. It's the secret to breaking the cycle. Because without leverage, you are permanently, fundamentally stuck trading 1 hour of your life for a fixed amount of money. It is the absolute secret weapon. And leverage has evolved over time. Labor, having people work for you, that's the oldest form there is. Then came capital, using money to make more money. That defined the last century of wealth. But both of those require permission. You need someone to agree to work for you, you need someone to give you money. But the new forms, code and media, they are permissionless. Anyone, anywhere can write a piece of software or create a piece of content that can work for them 24/7. And that's the power of this permissionless leverage in action. I mean, think about it. You can literally build an army of software robots or create a video that reaches millions of people while you're sleeping. It works for you around the clock, and it costs virtually nothing to replicate. This is exactly how the new generation of fortunes is being built, right now. But here's the catch. Leverage is just a multiplier. It has to multiply something, and that something is the second tool you need for your escape plan. It's your unique, irreplaceable value, your unfair advantage. Specific knowledge is your shield. It's what protects you from being replaced. Because if society can train someone in a classroom to do your job, you have to accept that they can eventually train someone cheaper or just build a robot to do it. Specific knowledge isn't what you crammed for in school. It's the stuff you learn because you're genuinely obsessed with it. It's a unique hybrid of skills that only you have. This question from Naval is everything. This is the key. It's the diagnostic tool for finding your own specific knowledge. So ask yourself, honestly, what's the one thing you do effortlessly that you'd happily do for free, that other people find tedious or difficult? That's the signal. That's where your personal goldmine is buried. Scott Adams is the perfect case study. Was he the best artist in the world? No. Was he the world's greatest comedian? Not even close. But he was pretty good at drawing, he was pretty funny, and he had years of soul-crushing corporate experience. He stacked those skills, he combined them into something that was totally unique, and the result was Dilbert, a product no one else on earth could have made. It's about the combination, not being number one at a single thing. Okay, so now you have the tools, leverage and specific knowledge. But there is one final piece. It's non-negotiable. It's the price you have to pay to get in the game. Let's put it plainly. You cannot get the leverage we talked about, the capital, the labor, the attention, if you are unwilling to put your own name and your own reputation on the line. Accountability means you take the credit if it goes right, and you take all the blame if it goes wrong. If you don't take that public risk, no one will ever trust you with real responsibility, and you will never get a piece of the upside. You'll never get equity. Just think about it for a second. These individuals have built brands that are literally their own names. They became impossible to separate from their work by taking huge public risks. And what happens when you do that? You become a magnet for capital, for talent, and for attention. You become less and less replaceable. Society gives outsized rewards for that public assumption of risk. And so that leaves us with one last provocative thought to chew on. If the tools for building wealth, this permissionless leverage like code and media, if those tools are now basically infinite and free, what's really holding anyone back? If you have your specific knowledge, and if you're willing to be accountable for it, then maybe, just maybe, the only real bottleneck left in the entire system is the quality of your own judgment.